Well, hi again, everyone. This is Tim from Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, and this is another project that I'm doing just until I figure out what I want to do for a long full-time project. As you know, I did the 1998 Yankees against the 1976 Cincinnati Reds. Well, I also own the 1967 set, so I'm going to test the 1998 Yankees against the 1967 Cardinals. And there's going to be a little bit different lineup for the Cardinals as same with the 76 Reds. They did not face a left-handed starter during the World Series, so it will be a little different. Plus, I am also using the designated hitter in the American League parks. So the starting lineup for the 1967 Cardinals, leading off and playing left field, is Lou Brock. Batting second and playing second is Julian Javier. Batting third and playing center field is Curt Flood. Cleaning up and playing first base is Orlando Cepeda. Batting fifth and playing right field is Alex Johnson. Batting sixth and playing third base is Ed Spezio. Catching and batting seventh is Tim McCarver. The designated hitter batting eighth is Mike Shannon. Yes. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Dal Maxville. Defensively behind David Wells, we have Jorge Posada behind the plate. You have Tino Martinez playing first, Chuck Knobloch playing second, Scott Brocious playing third, and Derek Jeter playing short. Ricky Leday is in left, Bernie Williams in center, and Paul O'Neill in right. And here's Lou Brock to lead off the game. 4-6 against the lefty, swung on and missed, struck him out, and that's how we start this ball game. And here is Julian Javier. That is a 4-7 against a righty. And that swung on and missed, struck him out. 2 away. Here is Curt Flood. Three and an 8, fly ball to center field, and Bernie Williams camps under it. 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals in the first, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Cardinals nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. And the batting order for the Yankees: Knobloch, Jeter, and O'Neill. Bernie Williams, Chili Davis will be the designated hitter. Tino Martinez, Scott Brocious, Jorge Posada, and Ricky Leday round out the batting order. All right, and here is Mr. Knobloch. Of course, a World Series winner in his rookie year in 1991 with the Minnesota Twins. 1 and a 7. And he draws a walk. And Knobloch, let's see, Gibson's a -3. McCarver, it's a -1, so -4, -6. He will get a lead, but he will not attempt to go. Not 1-11. At least not with 1 out. And here's Derek Jeter. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 8. 1-2, and he draws a walk. So Gibson a little rattled here at the start. And they will hold both runners on. And here is Paul O'Neill. So holding both runners. 1 and a 6, fly ball to center field. And there is Flood, 1 away, and everybody heads back to their bases. And havoc roll for, here's Bernie Williams stepping up, nothing on the 12. And here's the pitch to Bernie. 3 and a 7. And that's outside ball 4. So Gibson has walked the bases loaded, and it's first inning. They will, let's see here. There's not really any plus signs. And again, we're playing the game. There's one plus. They'll play the infield back. They'll give up a run for an out. And we'll play back for the double play ball with one out. No outs, we probably keep the infield in, but nobody out will, one out will. And that's a 3-0 on that Havoc roll. Four and a 6, switch hitter batting left-handed. And Gibson has just walked in a run. So 4th walk already in the inning. And the Yankees lead 1-0. Very uncharacteristic of Bob Gibson. All right, here's Tino Martinez. Nothing on the 12. Infield still playing back. They are not holding any runners on. 4 and a 5. That's a ground ball to short. Not holding on helps a lot. Maxville, a 2 and an 18. This could be a double play ball. He is an E21. And I am playing in Super Advanced. And is that a 6? No, it's a 9. Maxville, E21. There is no 9. Is a 2 and an 18 good? Yes, it is. So Maxville to Javier over to first. Inning-ending double play, and boy, did Gibson need that. He walks forward, but only allows the 1 run. And through 1 inning, it's the Yankees 1 and the Cardinals 0. Now, for those that don't know, I roll the D20 with the roll, and whatever the D20 shows up as, that is what his range is going to be on the play. So that's why I don't re-roll it like other people. That's just the way how I do it. Play the games how you want to play them, as Baseball Demos has said. All right, and here's the baby bowler, Orlando Cepeda. Wasn't such a baby. Well, maybe he was a little bit of a baby here. 2 and a 7. That's 1 to 11 double chance. The 12, that's cut off nicely in center field. And Cepeda leads off with a single. And yes, he will be held on. Wells a -2, Posada -1. So on a 5, Cepeda gets a jump. And he does. So 1 to 14, Cepeda will steal second. -2, -1, -5. So 1 to 14. And that's a 1. Posada is a 1 to 6. Will this go into center field? No. But Cepeda will seal second. He was 11 out of 13 stealing in the regular season, so they did give him the asterisk. So he is on second with nobody out, and this is Alex Johnson getting the start over Roger Maris because, well, 74% against left-handed pitching, and Maris hit .203 in the regular season against left-handed pitching. Go look that up on Retro Sheet in 1967. Nothing on the 9 for that's a 3-5 against the lefty. And that's just a bit outside ball 4. So first and second, and they will hold all runners. And here's Ed Spezio, the third baseman. Another guy who played predominantly against lefties. Havoc roll for Wells. Nothing on the 3. And here's the pitch. Oops. And we will re-roll. Four and a 4. That's a chance for the shortstop, Jeter. Now, we were holding all runners. So, a runner on second. He is a right-handed hitter, so Jeter is not responsible for holding the runner on, so he will keep his 1 range. A 1 and a 10. That will... And Jeter is an E10. E10 and a 13. There is no 13, and the 10 means Jeter shovels it to second for 1. And Knobloch's relay is in time. Going to third is Cepeda. Two away. And here's Tim McCarver. Nothing on the 5 for the Havoc roll. Okay. 6 and an 11. Against a lefty, ballpark blast. It's only a 1 to 7. So that 20 is no good. And that's a fly ball to right field. But there is O'Neill to track it down. That retires the side. Cardinals strand 1 on a hit and a walk, but do not score. And to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Yankees. Gibson will face bottom third of the order. Brocious, Posada, and Lede here in the bottom of the second. And here is Scott Brocious, former Oakland Athletic. 4 and a 2 against a righty. That's a fly ball to right field. And backing up there is the right fielder, Alex Johnson, and he will make the catch 1 away. Here's Jorge Posada. Switch hitter batting left-handed. 2 and an 11 against a righty. That's a ground ball to short, and we're not going to play injuries here. This is just a one-off tournament. Don't really feel like playing injuries. So 2 away. And here's Ricky Lede. 3 and a 3 against a righty. Ground ball to the shortstop, and that is Del Maxville. Puts it away. 1-2-3 inning for the Yankees here in the second. And after 2 complete, it is the Yankees 1 and the Cardinals 0. By the way, for those who are wondering what David Wells did in the 98 regular season, he was 18-4 with a 3.49 ERA. All right, and here's Shannon, the recently deceased former voice of the St. Louis Cardinals. Shannon, Maxville, and Brock due up here in the top of the third. 3 and a 4. Ballpark single, 1-9. That's a 3, so that will fall into left field. 4. Actually, I've probably fallen to right field, sorry, but Shannon is on with the leadoff single. He will not be held on. He'd be a 1-10 if he was, so they will not hold him on. And here's Del Maxville, not really looking to bunt. Havoc roll, nothing on the 20. And here's Del Maxville. 5 and a 7 against a righty. Double 1-4, that's a 13, so that will be tracked down by Bernie Williams, and that's 1 away. And here's Lou Brock. Havoc roll says 1 wild pitch on a 1. Not on the 12. All right, here's Lou Brock. 4 and a 4 against the lefty. That's to the shortstop. Jeter with runner on first, not being held on. That does not. That takes away all the pound signs. That's G2. And Jeter is an E10. There is no 12, only 3, 16, 17, and 18. So on a G2. So he gets the runner at second, and that's all that they will get. As Brock reaches on a fielder's choice, and while, yes, he would be a minus 5, yes. 1-13, they'll take his chances to try to get a lead. 2-6 or an 11. That is a 5, and he will look to get he will try to steal. 1-13, and he is safe. And he is out stealing. Let's see, with the left-hander, right-hander Javier, I will say the second baseman's covering, so 2-4 on the caught stealing. And the Cardinals are retired. All right, so nothing for the Cardinals there in the third. We go to the bottom of the third. Wait a minute. Hold on. Whoops. Sorry, that's my bad. That's 2 outs. My bad. Let's rewind here. That is 2 outs. And here's Julian Javier. Sorry, nobody on, 2 outs. Let's see if that 0 holds up here. 5 and a 7 against a righty. It will. 1-4 double chance. And that's a 14, so it's a fly out to center. And now the side is retired. My apologies. Going to the bottom of the third. Now it's 1-0 Yankees. My apologies. All right. Top of the order, Knobloch, Jeter, and O'Neill. Knobloch walked his first time up. And here's the pitch to Knobloch. 1 and a 4. Swung on and missed, struck him out. That was the first strikeout for Bob Gibson. Here's Derek Jeter. Walked his first time up. 1 and a 6, and that's ripped into center field just past the diving shortstop Maxville, and Jeter is on. He will look to get a jump, 4 or a 6. And let's see if he can get a jump. And that's a 7. He will not be able to get a jump, but he will be held on. Here's Paul O'Neill, flew out his first time up. Havoc roll for Gibson. Nothing on the 15. 1 and a 9. Bouncer back to the mound. Gibson fires to second for 1. The relay is in time. Let's see, Lefty O'Neill means that will be 1-6-3. And that retires a side. Through 3 complete, it's the Yankees 1 and the Cardinals nothing. And Flood, Cepeda, and Johnson do up here in the top of the 4th. All right, here is Kurt Flood. Flew out his first time up. Oops, we'll do that again. Four and a 6 against a righty. Struck him out. Third strikeout for David Wells. And here's Orlando Cepeda. Singled and stole a base his first time up. Six and a 9 against a righty. 1-10 home run chance. That's an 11. It just hits off the top of the wall. And into second with a double is Cepeda. Wow, missed it by inches. And he will be held on. Here is Alex Johnson. Havoc roll for Johnson. 2. And that is a 5. So that's a pass ball chance. 1-3 for Posada. Nothing on the 20. All right, so here's Alex Johnson. Walked his first time up. 3 and an 11 against the lefty. Popped up behind home plate. Foul territory. Posada throws off the mask and makes the catch 2 away. Yeah, now it's 2 away. And here is Ed Spezio. Grounded to a double play his last time up. Nothing on the Havoc roll. Here's Spezio looking to atone for his double play ball the last time he was up. 5 and a 6 against a righty. Popped him up. Jeter calls for it and makes the catch, and that retires the side. The 1-out double does no damage. And after 3.5, it's the Cardinals nothing and the Yankees 1. Williams, Davis, and Martinez do up here in the bottom of the 4th. All right, here's Bernie Williams. Walked his last time up. 6 and a 6. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Gibson. Here's Chili Davis. Five and a 9. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Gibson as the honking horn outside approves the strikeout. Here's Tino Martinez, ground to a double play his last time up. 2 and an 8. Popped him up. Left side of the infield. Second baseman Javier calls for it and makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for the Yankees here in the 4th. We go to the 5th. 1-0 Yankees. All right, bottom third of the order, McCarver, Shannon, and Maxville do up here for the Cardinals, who won their World Series in 7 games. And that's a 4-6 against the lefty. Struck him out. Fourth strikeout for Wells. Here's Mike Shannon. Singled his last time up. 2 and a 10. Fly ball to right field. And there is O'Neill, 2 down. Here's Del Maxville. One and a 5. 1 to 9 triple chance. That's a 4. And that will rattle around, and Maxville goes to third on a 2-out triple. And once again, 2 outs with the runner in scoring position for the Cardinals. Can they deliver? Let's see here. Lou Brock does not lose. In fact, he gains a hit. 2 hits in clutch situations. And here's the pitch to Brock. Lefty-lefty matchup. 4 and a 7. Struck him out. 5th strikeout for Wells, and needed it there to retire the side. Going to the bottom of the 5th. Yankees 1, Cardinals nothing. All right, and here's Scott Brocious. Brocious, Posada, and Lede do up here in the bottom of the 5th. Six and a 5, and Gibson has just walked his 5th batter. And Brocious will have to be held on. He stole 11 out of 19. Let's see, -3, -4, -6. They will hold him on, but Brocious will not attempt to steal on a 1 to 9. Havoc roll, nothing on the 13. Here's Jorge Posada. One and a 5. Struck him out. Number 4 on the day for Gibson. Here's Ricky Lede. Two and an 8. Struck him out. Number 5. Now, here's Knobloch. 3rd time through the order. 0 for 1, sorry, with a walk and a strikeout. Havoc roll for nothing on the 16. And here's Knobloch. Oops, we'll do that again. Four and a 5, shortstop chance. We're holding on Brocious. So shortstop does not matter because it's only the first, well, because it's a first and second baseman with a right-handed batter. So Maxville, a 2 and a 4. He'll get to it. And 21 and a 7. There's a 6, but there is no 7. So we'll say he charges and throws to first. And that, well, actually, technically, we'll say he charges and goes to first. Usually it's getting the runner forced at second, but we'll play it being the 3rd out. It's a little different. Anyway, that retires the side here in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the 6th. Yankees still holding on to that 1-0 lead. Javier, Flood, and Cepeda do up here in the 6th inning. As you can see there, Wells has a fatigue rating of 7, meaning that he's not yet tired, and he's only given up 3 hits, 2 to Cepeda. $5 and a $4. Third base chance for Brocious on a 10. He should get to that, being he's a 1 range. He gets everything. E24 for Brocious. And a 6. E24. 9, 12, 3, 15, and 18, but not a 6. So Brocious charges and makes the play to retire Javier 1 away. Here's Kurt Flood. Flew out and struck out in 2 appearances. $4 and a 6 against a righty. Struck him out. 6 on the day for David Wells. 2 down, and here's the only man that he's not been able to get out yet. Here's Orlando Cepeda, single and a double. And at this point, if there were first, I don't want to walk him now, but if it was like the 8th inning, I might do it. There's a 3 and a 6. And finally gets him out. Little fly ball into center field, and Bernie Williams tracks it down. That retires the side. Through 5 and a half, Yankees 1, Cardinals nothing. And Jeter, O'Neill, and Williams do up in the bottom of the 6th. And here's the pitch to Derek Jeter. Walked and fouled out in 2 appearances. 1 and an 8. And that's ripped into center field. Solid single for Jeter. And -6. They will hold him on, but not yet be wanting to try to steal. Here's O'Neill. Nothing on the 6. And here's O'Neill. Jeter is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. Here's O'Neill. Flew out and grounded into a double play. 3 and a 9. Struck him out. Number 6 for Gibson. And here's Bernie Williams. And nothing on the havoc roll on the 3. Here's Williams. Six and an 11. Ballpark single, 1 to 9. That's a 15. Let's see. Oh, it's a shallow fly ball to center field. And making the running catch is Flood. 2 down. And now Jeter will attempt to get a jump. He would need a 4 or a 6 to get a jump. And he does not on a 9. So Jeter will stay put. He will be held on. And a havoc roll for Chili Davis. Nothing on the 20. Whoops, and nothing there. All dice have to go through the tray. Out behind. Okay. And here's Davis. 4 and a 9. Switch hitter batting left-handed. That's into right field. And, whoops. Jeter being held on makes him a 15. Now, since this in Super Advanced, if a single goes to right field, you add 2 to the run rating. In fact, let me make sure, take a pause real quick. Okay, yes. So in Super Advanced, on throws from right field to third base, increase the running rating by 2. So, Jeter 15, 17, and with 2 outs, you make him a 19, so they will just let him have it and not throw through to try to have Davis take second. So, Chili Davis with the single puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for Tino Martinez. Havoc roll for Martinez. They are not holding any runners on. Two and a 6. That's a 1 to 10 single chance. The 4 is good. That will drop in. Scoring from third is Jeter. Moving to second is Davis. And that all-important second run belongs to the Yankees as they lead 2-0 on a little bloop single by Tino Martinez that found grass. The old saying is, you got to hit them where they ain't. And here's Brocious, nothing on the 12 for the Havoc. Three and a 2, and he hit him. So bases are loaded for Jorge Posada. And the Cardinals bullpen will be loosening. Joe Horner and Ron Willis are loosening in the bullpen. Havoc roll for Gibson to face Posada. Nothing on the 11. Here's a pitch to Posada. And here in the bottom of the 6th. 6 and a 3. That's a fly ball to left field. That was an 18. Left fielder Brock will camp under it. He is an E14, so this is going to be a little bit interesting here. 2 and an 18, he is in range. And 14, there should not be a 10. There is not. So, charging hard is Brock. He will make the running catch and retire the side. The Yanks leave them loaded, but they add the insurance run. And it is 2-0 Yankees going to the top of the 7th. And this will be David Wells' start of his point of weakness. Johnson, Spezio, and McCarver. And here's Johnson. Two and a 10. 1 to 15 double chance. That's 7, and that's why you start Alex Johnson against lefties. Leadoff double. And the Yankees are quickly going to get bullpen action. Let's see here. You got righty, lefty. Righty. So they will go with Jeff Nelson will be loosening along with Graham Lloyd. Actually, no. They're going to get Ramiro Mendoza to go with Graham Lloyd. So here's Ed Spezio. He will stay in and hit. Strategy roll for Spezio, for Wells, nothing on the 10. And here's Spezio. 3 and a 3. Ground ball to third. Brocious looks Johnson back to second and retires Spezio one away. And here's Tim McCarver. Nothing on the 10. One and a 9, and that will at least get a run home. Nice job cutting the ball off as center fielder Bernie Williams. Racing for third and heading home is Johnson. And McCarver has cut the deficit to 2-1. 1-2 triple chance. And that's a 3, so... And they will not hold on McCarver. And they will bring in Ramiro Mendoza. Face Mike Shannon. Havoc roll for Mendoza. Nothing on the 6. And here's Shannon as the Cardinals finally get a hit with a runner in scoring position. .612. First base chance. They were... Actually, they should have been holding on McCarver, but they said they weren't. That actually helps. Because that keeps Martinez at a 3. But a 3 and a 3, that's going to be... Looks like it'll knock it down. 3, 12, and a 12. That's probably going to be okay. Yes. He'll knock it down, and everybody is safe. As Shannon reaches. And they will technically have to hold McCarver on. Or else he gets a good jump. They will hold both runners. And here's Dal Maxville, who tripled his last time up. First and second here in the top of the 7th, 2-1 Yankees. Havoc roll for Mendoza, nothing on the 20. (4-2) against a righty. Ground ball to second. Knobloch to Jeter. The return throw is not in time. McCarver will go to third. And Maxville will replace Shannon at first. 2 down. And here is Lou Brock. Nothing on the 12 on the Havoc roll. Four and an 8 against the lefty. And that ball's ripped into the gap. That will get down and go all the way to the wall. Scoring from third is McCarver. 4 and an 8. This will be a double 2 stars. So stopping at third will be Maxville. And this game is tied as Mendoza's not exactly been fooling anybody. So second and third, game is tied at 2. All right. 2 down. Runners at second and third. Tied at 2. And here's Javier. Nothing on the 14. Six and a 6 against the righty. Fly ball to left field. And there is Leday. And he will retire the side. But the Cardinals tie the game at 2. With a 2 spot here in the 7th. Stretch time at Yankee Stadium. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for your favorite team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, here's Ricky Leday, Knobloch, and Jeter. This might be Gibson's last inning of work. He has faced 35 batters through 6 innings. Two and a 6. Struck him out. Number 7 for Gibson. Second on the day for Leday. Here is Knobloch. 0 for 2 with a walk. 2 and a 9. Fly ball to left field. And that will retire Knobloch. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Derek Jeter. 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. 6 and a 7. Second base chance for Javier. 2 and a 15. He'll get there. Now you got to worry about his E30. 3, 5, and 11. E30. There is a 12, 15, 17, and 18, but no 11. So 1, 2, 3 inning for Gibson here in the 7th. And we go to the 8th, tied at 2. Mendoza will stay in just until the lefties get up. There's only one left-hander in the lineup. So looks like they're going to let Mendoza stay in, but Graham Lloyd is ready if needed. All right. Top of the 8th. 2-2. There's Kurt Flood. 6 and an 11. Ground ball to second. And that will retire Flood 1 away. Here's Orlando Cepeda. And Roger Maris has grabbed a bat and he will hit for Alex Johnson. Cepeda is 2 for 3 on the day. Whoops. And we will do that again. Six and a 9. Base hit into left field. And out. And here comes Roger Maris to hit for Johnson. And they will counter by going to the lefty, Graham Lloyd. Yeah, Maris only had, like I said, he only batted at 16% of his at-bats, batted .203. He will have to face, and Cepeda will have to be held on. 0, -1, -3. Ooh, they're going to try to get a jump. Three, 6. Ooh, just missed getting a jump, and they will not try to use his second rating. So Cepeda will have to be held on. Havoc roll for Lloyd. Nothing on the 12. Boy, you don't want to get in the wild pitch category with Lloyd. Here's the pitch to Maris. Pinch hitting. And he will stay in the game and play left and right field, sorry. All right, here's the pitch to Roger Maris. 4 and a 9, double the 1, that's a 3. So Bernie Williams makes a nice running catch, 2 down. Here's Ed Spezio. Havoc roll for Lloyd. Nothing on the 11. Four and an 8. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. This is Gibson's point of weakness inning. O'Neill, Williams, and Davis do up here in the bottom of the 8th. Face Bob Gibson. Here's O'Neill, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 1 and a 9. Tapper back to the mound, and Gibson will retire O'Neill 1 down. Here's Bernie Williams. Six and a 6. Struck him out. He is not tired. Number 8 for Gibson. And here's Charles Chili Davis. Four and a 12. Switch hitter betting. Left-handed. 1 to 6 single chance. That is a 1. And Davis reaches on a single. He will not be held on. In fact, they will call for a pinch runner. Chad Curtis will run for Chili Davis. He will stay in the game and be designated hitter. In fact, Curtis will attempt to try to get a lead. Needs a 5 or a 6. And that is a 7, so Curtis will not be able to get a lead. They will not try his second lead attempt. So Curtis is on first. And here's Tino Martinez. Nothing on the 18. Willis and Horner are ready if needed. One and a 7. And that's an 8. And that's driven to deep left center field and off the wall. Heading to third is Curtis. He will be stopped there. And with second and third and 2 outs, the righty, so they will go to the righty. Or they will go to the lefty. Horner. To replace Gibson. He doesn't want to come out, but he has faced 42 batters and told him, you've done enough to get us at least tied. Let's have Mr. Horner come in and try to finish the job here. So Horner will face Brocious. Brocious is 0 for 1 officially with being walked and hit by a pitch. Gibson did walk 5. So there's Horner. Havoc roll. Whoops. Yeah, I'll take a time out while I find the D20. All right, Havoc roll for Horner. Nothing on the 4. And here's Scott Brocious. Brocious against the lefty. Actually gained 2 hits. 3 and an 8. And that's outside ball 4. So they are loaded for Jorge Posada. They are not holding anybody on. Havoc roll for Posada. Nothing on the 11. Posada batting right-handed against the left-handed Horner. 6 and a 6. Batting right-handed, and that's a fly ball to center field that will get over the head of Flood. Scoring from third is Curtis. Scoring from second is Martinez. Center field, there is no, and they were not holding him on, so Brocious, 16 with 2 outs makes him an 18. Center fielder Flood is a 0. Will this clear the bases? They are going to send Brocious 1 to 18. And he's in there. Bases clearing double for Jorge Posada. And Mariano Rivera is loosening in the bullpen. 5 to 2. Yankees take the lead. And Havoc roll for, here's Leday. Nothing on the 20. Six and an 8 against the lefty. Struck him out, but the damage is done. 3-run, 2-out double for Jorge Posada. And here comes Mariano Rivera. And we're going to have McCarver. We'll have a pinch hitter for probably both Shannon and Maxville. Shannon's 2 for 3 today, so. In comes Rivera, third reliever for the Yankees. Rivera in the 98 regular season, 3-0, a 1.91 ERA with 36 saves and 61 innings pitched. All right, here's McCarver. Two and a 7, ground ball to second. And that will retire McCarver, 1 away. And we will hit for Shannon. Bobby Tolan will hit for Shannon. And he will take over as the designated hitter. All right, and then we will see if we want to pinch hit for Maxville after this. 1 out. Here's Tolan. 4 and a 6 against the lefty. Line drive to Knobloch, 2 down. And they'll keep on Maxville with 2 outs here in the... I don't see anybody that's as good or if not better than him. So here's Maxville, 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 9th. Oops, and that will not be allowed. I have to get all 3 in. 4 and an 8. Ground ball to short. Jeter pumps to first and throws to first, and that's your ball game. Final score from Yankee Stadium. The Yankees win this one 5-2. I'll be right back with the line score right after this. All right, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Yankees. 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. Just couldn't get the big hits early in the game. Horner is your loser. Graham Lloyd is your winning pitcher, and Mariano Rivera gets the save. All right, this will be something I'll continue. Like I said, this will be a best of 7, and I hope all the games are as entertaining as this one was. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you can. Helps the video to be seen. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. If you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of any new videos. And whatever game you are playing, please enjoy it to your fullest. Have a good night, everybody.